Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Before I get into the video, I know not everyone watches both series. Like, I know not all of you guys that subscribe to me watch both series that I do, so I'm just going to put this in this video as well. I had my operation yesterday. I'm not feeling great, so please excuse me if I sound a little bit like someone's parked a tractor on my throat, because that's what it feels like. So yeah. Also, thank you to everyone who has subscribed lately. At the time of me recording this, we are nearly up to 250, which is fucking insane. I can't believe the response. And so thank you to all you guys, the new guys that have subscribed, and those that have followed me on Twitter. That's been cool as well. Also, just a quick question. Do you guys want me to do anything special for the hitting 250, and because my 100th video is coming up soon? If you want to see me do anything different or anything special for that video or for that milestone or whatever, let me know what you want to see me do in the comments. Whatever, yeah. Let me know and I'll see if I can sort something out. If not, then no worries. We'll save that for a bigger milestone. Who knows? Right, let's get into today's episode. Now, guys, big scores are back. These games have all been played on the 15.0.3 update, and bloody hell, the big scores are back. I mean, not sure they really ever went away, but especially this time around. So, this was an absolutely ridiculous game, in all honesty. I forgot to send out a weakened side, basically. The plan was to go here and just sort of send out a weakened team and just see if we got through, and if not, then no worries. But the fact is, look at the amount of the amount of chances they created, and the amount of goal. I mean, we scored with every single clear-cut chance we created in this game, and they scored with, I think they created 8 clear-cuts to like 5, and we managed to win this game 5-4. It was ridiculous because Marcus put us in front early on, and then Charles Dissels was able to make it 2-0. Leon Clark got on back for Southend before half-time, but then we actually cancelled that out with Andy Bartram's goal, making it 3-1. Then, on the hour mark, Marcus wrapped up the game also, I thought, making it 4-1. So I didn't really think much of that. And then, unfortunately, Alfie Pavey and then 2 late goals from Kevin Hurst, Kevan Hurst, I should say, were able to give Southend, make it a 4-4 draw. Unfortunately for them, Ben Close went and ruined all their dreams by popping up with a 90th minute winner to make it 5-4, which is a ridiculous scoreline, I've got to say. I mean, truly unbelievable. I would show highlights of that, but would be here forever. Which is why, of course, in our next game, we went to Rotherham and did the exact same thing. Not Rotherham, Rochdale. Except this time we were on the receiving end, because we were 2-0 up in this game. And as you know, when you go 2-0 up early on in games, you never win them. Or you certainly never win it by 2 goals, that's for sure. Fitzhall's own goal and then Jeb Wallace's goal was able to give us the lead. And then an immediate goal back from Paul Gallagher, followed by Jamie Allen. In fact, another goal from Paul Gallagher and then another from Ian Henderson were able to give them a 4-2 lead at half-time. We then turned on the power, and Miles Story and Craig Westcar's goals bringing in the goals. And I think it's a weird thing, but if you're behind, just throw it on overload. You seem to get goals from it. Unfortunately, we left it on overload after we'd equalised, and Ian Henderson was able to steal our dreams in the end. And it's a shame because, in fact, they actually only created 1 clear-cut chance. 2 out of 6. It's like the stats just don't mean anything. But we lost, which was a shame. Then, well, yeah. I'm going to show you the highlights of this one because this is a bizarro game. I'm not going to lie. This was one of the weirdest games. And yeah, I will see you guys in the highlights. So Birmingham were one of the favourites to go up, and they're doing very well in the league. And then when Karim Matmour was able to put them into the lead at Fratton Park here on the half an hour mark, I wasn't holding out much hope because we'd not created anything at that point. Then on the 60-minute mark, after we had made a few changes, Matmour's ball there and Lee Novak, well, it was a comedy of errors. You see how many times our players tried to clear the ball there, all of which were against each other, and eventually Alex Winter put through his own net. Let's just slow this down a little bit. For some reason, when I'm showing you the highlights in here, it always seems to be a bit too fast. Right, that's better. So, yeah. Then, on 62 minutes, we kind of got ourselves going a little bit. Good. Well, I say good. Birmingham did sink very deep. I think they thought that 2 goals would be enough. I then just tossed it on overload, because I'm just curious to see what happens. When we play on overload, we do seem to be able to just bomb at teams, and we're at home, so things, maybe we gave them a little bit too much credit in this game. And Well, it didn't take us very long. Some lovely football, in fact. Butler's ball in, comes back there, and who else but John Marcus, because he is just unstoppable with his 9th goal of the season. He's a quality player. In fact, I advise you guys to pick him up if you're looking for a decent player at League One level. Marcus is all over that shit, and we got him on a free from Millwall. Bartram then picking the ball up in midfield, long ball over the top here. Wallace drags it back, and who else but Marcus in there again to level the game up at 2-2 with 8 minutes left. I thought we were in for a tight finish here, and maybe if we could turn it around, that'd be unbelievable. And, well, that is exactly what happened, but not in the way you'd think. So, now into the 85th minute. The game tied at 2-2. We're dominating Birmingham at this point. They don't know quite what to do other than to try and hang on. They weren't able to. Wallace gets the ball here. Nice low cross, and who is in there again but John Marcus. Who else? With his 11th goal of the season, completing his hat-trick and the turnaround to make it 3-2. Then we won a penalty, which Jack Watmore was then able to dispatch for 4-2 in the 90th minute. But oh, no, we weren't done yet. We had one more sting in the tail for Birmingham. And I really don't know how we did this. 4 goals in the last 8 minutes of the game. Ball in here, Wallace's ball. Ball comes back, and James Dunn is able to thunder in a 5th goal for Pompey today. And that's the beauty of Overload. I mean, look, 7 clear-cut chances to 2. We definitely deserve to win the game in the end. But it did certainly take us quite a while to really get going and create what we needed to do. But it was a big win because it was only our 2nd win in the league. We then managed to... We went to Colchester, and unfortunately I set up really poorly in this game, and we were very unlucky not... Look at this! Oh, Jesus. Adam Webster's own goal, which was, own goals are still massively prevalent. In every other game, I'm seeing at least one own goal. And then Dan Holman put Colchester in front. In fact, at one point, they were a goal up, and despite having not even had a shot in the game, because it was just a cross that Webster decided to smash into his own net. Holman put them in front with their only clear-cut chance of the game. We then, of course, went on to create 6 clear-cut chances, but were only able to score 1 goal. So, as usual, these stats mean fuck all. Nothing more we could really do. So it's a shame, but Colchester are a decent side, so you can sort of see where they're coming from. Against Scunthorpe, we were at home and I just decided to go for it. I actually started this game on Overload. And we massively deserved the win. John Marcus, of course, getting us off to a brilliant start, and then, of course, an own goal through Dan Harding. But then, with basically their first chance of the game, David Sayers was able to put Scunthorpe back into it, sort of, but then Miles Story broke through and was able to make it 3-1 and just wrap things up for us. And we probably should have won by more goals, but I'll take it. It's a win. It's another win in this league. And then probably my one of my favourite wins so far. This one wasn't an Overload. This was me using some tactics against them. I noticed that they weren't exactly dominating the tactics when we were... we started off with a sort of simple defensive setup to try and sort of foil their attacks rather than try to create our own. But then we went in front through Bartram, and they didn't really have much of an answer to it, to be honest. We actually got better as the game went on, and John Marcus was able to wrap up the win with 9 minutes to go. And eventually, Crewe just didn't really offer much, and they were 3rd in the league at the time of that win, remember. So we are now 14th. It may not seem like we've moved up a great deal, but the point is we are now 7 clear of the relegation zone, and we're actually closer to the top of the league. Sorry, we're closer to a promotion spot than we are... we're closer to a playoff spot than we are to the relegation zone now. Mansfield are having a cracking time. The Southend, not so much. So it's just one of those things. Apologies if you keep hearing me drinking. I have to try and keep my throat lubricated. I'm not supposed to be talking a great deal. But you can't not talk if you're going to do these videos. It's as simple as that. Our next game is against Preston, so that could be quite toughy, but we are at home. So, who knows? Preston are doing very, very well, but if we can beat Crewe, we can beat Preston. What is going to be our live comment in the next episode? There's a lot of games in the next episode. Okay, we're going to be live commenting the game away at Gillingham in the next episode, so look forward to that. Right, let's go and take a look at the squad. And we do have some players out on loan this season, so we'll just get rid of some of those. Goals. Marcus has already scored 13 goals for us in 13 appearances. Only 9 starts, and he's got 13 goals. I think he's already netted 2 hat-tricks for us. He is unbelievable. And to be truth be told, Miles Story's got 6 goals in 8 starts too. We've got 2 very, very prolific strikers at this level now, and Story can also play as a sort of AMC, which is what we've been kind of using him as quite a bit because I want to be able to play them both. But sometimes he does come off the bench because Westcar complains. Watmore has 2, Wallace also has 2, and Bartram has 2. As for assists, well, that's Jed Wallace. But Miles Story and Dan Butler's been doing a great job of overlapping and getting some great balls in down the left-hand side now. So that's good to see from him. And obviously with Story playing slightly deeper now from time to time, he's getting a few more assists as well. Marcus, of course, doesn't have any assists. Oh, yeah, she has 2. He's a very selfish player, but the fact is his selfishness is what's getting us some goals at the moment, so I'm more than happy for him to have it. He's got 3 Man of the Match awards as well, which is awesome to see. Pass rating, well, where's Fogden? He's been seeing more game time lately. I've kind of been alternating between him, Westcott, and Story in that cam role. As for the other cards, we've actually been pretty good for the discipline so far this season, and obviously no reds. Average rating is, of course, John Marcus by an absolute mile. I believe he is the top scorer in League One now. Oh, he's joint top scorer with Nimley and Macaulay Bonn from Colchester United. So that's kind of cool too. We're scoring a lot of goals still. We've scored 24 times so far this season. So yeah, I don't think anyone's kept a clean sheet against us yet either. So that's good to see. In our defeats, has anyone kept a clean sheet against us? Yeah, Coventry did in the Livecom game of all things. Just one of those things, I guess. So we're actually scoring about as many goals as the teams at the top. It's just our conceding of the goals at the other end that is causing us the problem. Look how many goals we conceded. 21 goals. Like, it makes sense that we'd be down there, basically. That's all I can really say about that, is it makes sense that we would be down there. Anyway, I apologise again if this episode is a little bit short. It's just one of those things. In the next episode, it'll obviously be longer because there's a lot of games as well as the live com, so look forward to that. I may record it later, I may not, depending on how my voice is feeling, because if I'm going to do a live com and talk for like 25 minutes straight, I really do need to make sure that I can not tear my stitches. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to drop a like on the video. If you'd like to even more than that, please feel free to hit that big old floaty subscribe button here. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully we can keep pushing on, guys. Oh, actually, before I go, I did take a look at, a lot of people left some good suggestions of players in the comments on one of my previous videos, and I did look them up before I started doing this episode. However, I scouted a whole load of the ones that were suggested to me from non-league. Unfortunately, without sounding odd, they were all awful. Like, in terms of the potential, they were half-star players, and I didn't see the point in trying to sign half-star players when they wouldn't get anywhere near our first team, and most of them weren't even that young, so they weren't going to improve a great deal. And when I say half-star players, they were half-star potential, so it wasn't great. The other suggestion was a guy called David Hainan, who plays for Atromitos, who I believe are a Greek side. He's a Belgian player, though. Unfortunately, I couldn't find out enough about him to... I can't scout him, and I couldn't see any of his stats, but any of them at all. There was like one stat, I could see his finishing was between 4 and 10, which is a pretty massive swing. Also, he wouldn't accept a trial, and when I tried to put a bid in, Atromitos wouldn't actually tell me if... Like, they wouldn't tell me what they wanted for him, basically. They just kept... Like, I offered them his market value, and they just kept rejecting the bid, but not telling me how much they wanted for him. And yeah, so I couldn't negotiate with them, and there wasn't enough time, so apologies for that as well. So yeah, if you like this episode, please feel free to drop a like on it, and if you like it even more than that, hit the big old subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the Gillingham game. Bye bye.